Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 6 of the Spiritual Awakening Dark Night of the Soul series. Thank you for coming back and thank you for watching. I hope that these messages bring you sincere healing and help you discover yourself and connect with other people who are going through the same thing as you. So, I am in such a good mood today. I hope you guys are in a good mood as well. It's just it's the long weekend. It's very nice and beautiful outside. And I was hanging out with some friends yesterday, and that was super fun. And yeah, so let's just hop right on into it. If you guys are interested in doing personal readings, you can message me. I'll leave the information. I'll leave my contact info in the comments below. Okay? All right. So let's start with the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle deck. As usual, start with this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. It's so beautiful. And if you are in a position to purchase your own deck, I highly suggest getting at least this deck, if not a couple or something, but it can be an investment because they're not that cheap, but it's worth it because what you put into your journey, money is energy. So when you buy something that is good for you, you are investing in your own energy. So this card really wants to come out. So we'll see. We'll see if it comes back out, but it keeps sliding out. So we'll see. But yeah, like I was saying, any money that you spend on yourself in a positive, good way is an investment in yourself. Like, instead of investing your money in making other people's lives better by buying their products that usually don't work, buy stuff that is going to really fulfill your personal goals, whatever those may be. Like, I like to write music, and so I invested in, recording music and paying for studio time and paying for somebody to, mix my music. So it's like, it's whatever it is that you care about. Just try to focus on investing your time and your money there. Don't invest in like other people at this time. Okay. So first card out, we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? And then we have You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing true north. Whew. Just take a nice deep breath in. Connect with yourself real quick. I feel like I just kind of jumped right into the reading, and I need to just take a step back, to take a center back, So there we go. These cards are almost mirroring each other in the colors, like the pink and the blue and the black, and it's like the silver and the gray. It's kind of like mixed in together. So that alone is telling me that there's like a lot going on internally that is good. It's like a pot. Like, there's just all the ingredients are like in the pot, and the pot is being stirred around. And you guys know, like, when your mama is cooking something good on the stove, like, you can smell it in the air. Good things take a long time. Anything you put in the slow cooker, anything like Thanksgiving, you're cooking like turkeys and roast and ham and like all these different things, all these different dishes. It like takes a long time to like, create that experience of let's have a feast, like. So that's what Spirit is trying to show me, that it's in the motions. It takes time. You gotta let it cook. All right. So you're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. Exactly. So this is one of my favorite cards in this deck because I see all the pillars here. And what these pillars mean to me are all of your challenges, everything that you've been through up until now They're like your trophies. Like nobody else can claim these accomplishments but you. These are things that you have succeeded in overcoming, and now she's just standing out, and it kind of reminds me of the Fool card, but she's not falling back or anything. She's standing on her own 2 feet. Like she's ready to move forward on solid ground, not on a whim or a fantasy or something like that. And you can see from down here how dark it is. And this kind of reminds me of, how far we've come from the depths of our beginning. And I'm talking deep beginnings, not even this lifetime, other lifetimes, like ancestral patterns, things that are beyond human physical experience. This is like the depths of the darkest parts of the ocean, like where there is no light down there, but there's still life down there. You see? So it's just like rising above it all. And then we have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So spirit is trying to tell me right now that the only thing standing between you and the end of the road at this point is you. It's like you're standing here holding the sword of truth, is what I'm hearing. And you're wearing all this armor because you want to protect your future in some way. But I'm hearing spirits say, like, don't look back, and for you to take off your armor, turn around, and walk into the light. Just don't worry about anything that happened before. Don't worry about watching your own back or feeling like you need to protect yourself in some way. It's like letting go of the grips, letting go of the fight in life that you constantly had to stand there. Like she's standing there by herself in armor. So I feel like you've had to really stand in your life and protect yourself. Like it's kind of odd because it's not like women can't be warriors, but this particular woman here, she's wearing like almost a skirt, it looks like. So I feel like in some ways her natural self is quite feminine. Like underneath it all, she's a very soft, sweet, comforting, loving, nurturing, spirit. But because of what she's had to go through, she has taught herself to prepare ahead, to strategize. I'm hearing like in a war, you have a strategy. When you're playing chess, you're already thinking of all the options of what the other person can do and how you will counteract and how you will offense and how you will defense. And it's a lot of thinking, and it's like a gift. It is a skill. I'm hearing like it's a skill that you have, but spirit is saying, the war is over, the battle is won. It's time to put your sword down. It's time to take off your armor. It's basically time to go home, start a family, have a garden, just sit on a swing in your backyard, have a fire, like eat good food, live in the same house, just kind of like get into a routine that is much slower and safe. I'm hearing very safe environment, and to let your hair down, loose, be free. There's a lot of information here. It's like It is like this morning I woke up for some reason thinking about the silent generation, and then I was researching baby boomers. So the silent generation came right after the Great Depression, and then the baby boomers came after World War II. So we have to think about our ancestors and the struggles that they carried until this point. Like, we may have small wars in the world, but we don't live in a Great Depression. We don't live in a World War II. We've never experienced a draft. We've never experienced those kinds of things that take away your innate freedom. We have, certain things that we deal with in society in our own generation, but we don't have those kinds of flat out, like, you're going to war whether you like it or not kind of thing. So after they came back from World War II, all the soldiers came back and they had children, and the women who were working in the factories when the men were at war basically lost all their jobs and ended up back at home having babies. And like that greatly contributed to the world that we live in today, like right now, like that generation. You can point to that generation, the baby boomers and their parents, for our modern world. But emotionally, there was a huge disconnect because you can't take human beings who are emotional, social, complicated human beings, put them into the deepest darkness like this. That's what I was saying about the darkness down here. Put them into the deepest darkness of like war, depression, lack, not having enough. That makes you feel like you aren't enough. Like when you feel and you see darkness, you're surrounded by darkness, you think that you are part of the darkness. You are the darkness, but you're not. And so, not to get too off track, but it's like Spirit wants to see this girl put down her sword, take off her armor, let down her hair, turn around, and like just walk straight into the clouds, straight into like fall into the clouds like cotton candy, like nice soft landing, and just enjoy your life. Like that's what Spirit is saying. Just to enjoy your life. So let's get into the Shadowscapes Tarot. Thank you for those messages, Spirit. It's beautiful. Okay, Spirit, can you send us messages for the collective of everyone who is going through a spiritual awakening, a dark night of the soul, or life transition at this moment? Can you please continue on your message that you started and dive deeper and give us clear guidance on the steps that we need to take next to fall into this beautiful cloud, this soft cotton candy cloud? How can we accept the future, the goodness of the future, and let go of the darkness of the past that we've had to see the end of? We are in a transition. We are in the middle between the dark and the light, but we are in the light. We are now in the light. How can we stay in the light? How can we grow in the light? How can we share the light? All right, let's get started here. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but I am feeling strong energies, man. It's good energies, but it's powerful. Not sure. I think it's Leo season right now, but I am not an astrologer, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into that subject, but whatever's going on in the stars is very strong right now. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm already seeing a lot of green. Okay, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, sorry, you guys. I hope I'm not going to be like having sinus issues this whole reading. Okay. Okay, the Ten of Swords in reverse, which is about the end of some challenges here. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Nice. Nice, Spirit. Thank you. Good, good, good energy. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles, I'm feeling right here is some sort of a surrender and some sort of acceptance and making the right choice in a way. It's kind of, it's like choosing yourself, choosing to love yourself, choosing to see the goodness in the world, and, you know, making a conscious choice. Like you're kind of starting to see how your thoughts dictate your reality. You're starting to see that in your world now. You'll think of something and then all of a sudden it will kind of like either pop up on TV, or somebody else will say the same thing that you were thinking, or I don't know, it's like a deeper connection. I feel like you're having a deeper connection with your 3D reality world. Your inside and your outside are starting to really work together. It's like I'm also hearing, you know, the voice in your head has become one. Because I know when I was going through my spiritual awakening, which you're never done going through it, it's a process. But I remember when I was first started going through it, or before I actually started going through it, I always had like a two dialogue happening in my head. Like, should I do this? Should I do that? Or like constantly fighting with myself about if I'm making the right choices or if I'm good enough, or like, you know, it's like I had to literally get to a point where I had to tell myself, hey, self, stop being mean to me. Hey, self, stop putting me down. Like, literally, if I don't let somebody else treat me that way, I'm not going to let my own self treat me that way. If I'm not going to let somebody else talk down to me, I'm not going to let myself talk down to me. So then it's like when you do that, you bring those voices into one. It's like you are in control of your own internal dialogue. And then the Seven of Pentacles. I always like this card because in my mind, it's like it's kind of like a game. So it's like there's a game happening, and she's looking at this fruit, and this fruit is like radioactive or something. It's different from the fruit that's in her basket. So the fruit that she's looking at is different from the fruit that she has. But I'm seeing how, you know, she has all these tattoos, which in my mind are like her medals of honor, like the things that she's been through. She has recorded them in her DNA to the point that she knows good fruit from bad fruit, good fruit from fake fruit. Even if this fruit is bigger, even if this fruit is brighter, even if this fruit looks nicer or is more enticing, see the way that she's holding onto her own fruit basket? She's not letting her own fruit go. Like, no way. There's no chance of that happening. She's just exploring this curiosity. And so I feel like this is a card of right now of like a patience and a maturity, and being able to take a closer look at things and not being so impulsive, you know, and starting to realize not everything that glitters is gold, and things are not put out as nicely as people want them to be. Like, some of my friends talk to me And they try to give me advice and tell me things that, frankly, I didn't really ask them for their advice or anything like that. But it's their perspective on how they see life based on their experiences. And I accept that, you know? I don't say, oh, you're stupid or, oh, I'm smarter than you. No, I just accept that is your opinion based on your experience. This is my opinion based on my experience. And like, spirit knows you. Spirit knows everything that you've been through, everything that you're going to be, everything that your potential. Spirit is going to talk to you as an individual. And so it's like your friends don't have the same relationship with spirit as you do. They have their own relationship with spirit. So we cannot really get involved in each other's journeys. Like giving advice is, I don't know, it's kind of like take it or leave it at this point. You know, like your connection with spirit is so strong that, sorry, it's like you don't even need to take advice from other people right now. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this is the end of some mental challenges. Like I said, that voice in your head, is gone. The negative voice in your head is gone. It's like you've defeated this self-doubt. I mean, it's always a challenge to go like back and forth. Sometimes we're having bad days and we get down on ourselves. But I'm really feeling like you've risen to a state of, you know, like level. Like you know where your level is. You can recognize if you have, you know, fallen below your own level, your own standard, or if you're right on the money, or if you're just a little bit too high in the clouds, if you know what I'm saying. Like I've had to go through that. It's a cycle, you know. Sometimes I find myself so high up that I'm not living in reality. Sometimes I find myself, you know, so distraught that I'm also not living in reality. Anytime you see things as extremely good, extremely bad, you know, watch out for extremes in your life, basically. Because you can see here it's like all white and then it's like all red. You know, it's like, but in between here somewheres, there's like a pink, you know? So, and if you saw the last couple of readings, oh my God, I'm so sorry, my sinuses. If you saw the last couple of readings, there was a talk of the difference between pink and red. And I can't even do this.